How's it going, guys? Dragon Star Production here, back with another What If video. And guys, after looking at the poll, you all decided What If Tarble was sent to Namek should be continued for a part 2. So I won't give a recap of part 1, but I will leave the link above in the top right corner, so click that if you want to catch up. That being said, let's kill the intro. So we left off with everyone on the way to meet up in one place. That place being where Bulma was just attacked by Zarbon before he was killed by Frieza. That being said, when everyone touched down on Namek, they noticed the capsule house had been ransacked and that Bulma was inside looking kinda helpless. But she wasn't, she was still just trying to plot ways that she could get her ball back. Bulma tells everyone what just happened and they of course get enraged by this because, well, they all have a reason for wanting the Dragon Balls. Some are more greedy than others, but that's not the point. Although they wanted to keep on talking out a plan, outside the capsule house is when all the Ginyu pods come crashing down. Vegeta was in shock, but Tarble and especially Nail didn't feel like they were threatened. Of course, the Ginyu Force introduces themselves in the way that they would expect, with dance. Anyway, Ginyu proclaims that he has to speak with Frieza, so he states that he'll be heading that way for his team to deal with them because their captain ordered them to. This would then lead us with Vegeta rushing in at Goro, easily making quick work of him like he does in the canon story. However, when Vegeta stops fighting, he doesn't start fighting Recoome. This is because Tarble is brawling with Recoome at this moment. Recoome isn't used to being outmatched, and I believe it would irritate Recoome a bit more, considering the fact that how tiny Tarble was compared to him, and how he was basically making a fool of him. Tarble, although having the clear chance to be able to kill Recoome, he then refuses, and instead Tarble power rushed his in the back, cracking his spine, similar to the way that Goku did Nappa back in the Saiyan saga. Nail, on the other hand, wasn't going to sit back and watch. Instead, he leaped at Berter and Jay, sensing that he could overpower them. Nail is using then one of his stretched arms and just drags the two across the dirt. Basically, you can say that Nail is proving to Berter that he isn't the fastest in the universe. He can't compare to Nail's speed or power. Jace tries to escape, but Nail pulls him back in and charges up a nail gun to cripple the two when he shoots it off. This then leads to everyone to charging straight towards Captain Ginyu, and Ginyu, who hasn't reached Frieza yet, so he catches their power on the scouter and turns around. But when he does, a fist comes flying from under him, catching Ginyu for an uppercut. This would clearly be Nail, and this would be the first real fight that we see on Namek. Nail, power level of 120,000 versus Captain Ginyu, power level of 120,000. So the fight couldn't be more even. With every punch, it was met by a kick. With every blast, it was countered by another. Eventually, the two grew quite tired of forcing Ginyu to actually use his last resort of gut punching himself and then trying to switch bodies with his opponent, Nail. This catches the Namekian off guard, so this actually happens. Nail has switched bodies with Ginyu, however, before Ginyu could actually kill Nail, Goku, who would finally made it off the gravity ship, comes to save the day. Goku comes darting in using the Kaioken, easily making a joke of this Captain Ginyu in front of his limp force. Goku, though, doesn't lay off the attack until he tries to switch again, but luckily Tarble is there, so he throws Nail in front of Ginyu's beam to bring everything back to normal. And after this, I do believe Vegeta would make his rounds of finishing off the Ginyu Force completely. That being said, it would now be time for Frieza to actually jump into the fight. Frieza, when he arrives, was quite angry, not even being aware of Vegeta's younger brother even being alive. So Frieza declares that him will be his first victim. This, however, doesn't go over very well with Nail, so Nail intercepts Frieza's punch, taking it full force. This, of course, will hurt Nail a good bit, but the Namekian warrior gets back onto his feet and wipes his mouth as he powers up to his max form. Frieza only smirks, knowing that this isn't nothing compared to him, so he easily just goes for the death beam. The beam, though, luckily doesn't hit Nail because Goku rushed in using his Kaioken. Goku then is the one darting in at Frieza. Frieza, like with Nail, doesn't expect much, but Goku nails Frieza right in the gut without being able to dodge. Frieza is caught off guard by this, but it turns out that Goku was using a burst of Kaioken times 6 right when he punches Frieza. This would then put Goku at a power level of 540,000 when he punched Frieza, so this would surpass his first form, so it would create some damage at Frieza. However, it wouldn't take long for Frieza to realize what was going on, so he powered up into his second form. Frieza, now being at a power level of 1,000,000, had everyone stunned. Frieza made his first attack on Goku. Goku wasn't able to escape this though, just gets wrecked. Frieza is then throwing Goku around. Even if he tries to use Kaioken, Frieza wouldn't let him. Frieza then throws Goku on his spikes on his head and starts throwing him back and forth just like how he did Krillin in the canon story. Goku was then screaming in agonizing pain, forcing Gohan to rage out and rush with a headbutt, causing Frieza to drop his father Goku. And this then enraged Gohan's fight even more towards Frieza until, well, his rage wears off. This is then when Frieza mops the floor with Gohan. However, finally Tarble looks over at his brother with a huge urge of desperation. Tarble knowing that he was no match, Vegeta knowing he was no match either, the brother duo would both charge in at Frieza. Frieza though steps aside their attack, so he thought was going to be attacked. Instead, Tarble and Vegeta dashed past Frieza and head straight towards the ship, trying to find the last Dragon Ball. Frieza is pissed by this, so launches past them, giving Krillin and Dende the chance to actually be able to heal Goku. Goku would then get a pretty immense Zenkai, I would say, and considering that he was on the verge of death, Dende then goes over to start healing Gohan and Nail as well. So now that Goku, Gohan, and Nail are all back up to 100%, I believe they would all be pretty powerful, but Nail still thinks that they need more. So he uses the last resort, so he brings Goku and Gohan over to Elder Gurus for their potential unlocking. But in the meantime, Vegeta and Tarble are still working beside each other when Frieza comes screaming in the ship. Vegeta though tells Tarble to continue as he holds Frieza off. Tarble, knowing what this meant, he couldn't help but feel bad because he knew that what holding off Frieza meant wasn't a pretty sight for his brother Vegeta. However, Tarble still urges on, knowing that he has to. He finds the last Dragon Ball as he darts out of the ship as he hears Vegeta yelling Gallic Gun, but not seeing him come out of the smoke. Tarble knowing that he needs to pass the ball off to Krillin because he's the weakest and was able to hide his energy and Frieza wouldn't be able to find him. This being said, Frieza comes in, knocking Tarble in the back and the ball goes crashing down. Luckily though, Tarble made his way back over to the others. Frieza though is pissed that Tarble took his Dragon Ball, so is on the verge of killing him when Goku comes flying in with the Kaioken times 10. And I'd actually say this is enough to actually bring second form Frieza to his breaking point. With Goku holding off Frieza was the perfect opportunity for Krillin and Dende to actually make the same wishes as was made in canon. Frieza, seeing the dragon, loses it. Frieza goes completely berserk and tries to power up in his final form, but Nail and Gohan shoot him in the back, preventing him from actually doing this. Nail, Gohan, and Goku then all move in with a 3-on-1 attack. Tarble though is still limp on the ground, but he's crawling towards Dende and the others, hoping that he could be healed. Nail, Gohan, and Goku are holding very strong ground against Frieza because he's only in his second form. Then though, Frieza starts to getting the upper hand because they start getting very, very tired and drawn out, and Goku was getting pretty tired because the Kaioken. That being said, remember how I said all the wishes happen the same? Well yeah, this is true, so Piccolo comes flying in as he approaches a down injured Nail. Nail telling Piccolo that he has no choice but to fuse. Frieza is so strong that he's on the verge of transforming again. And I would say that Piccolo would be hesitant, but after seeing Goku start struggling, like I said before, due to the Kaioken being pushed on his body so much, Piccolo decides that he will fuse with Nail, seeing that there is no other choice. This, of course, as we all know, gives Piccolo a immense boost in the canon story, but Nail is quite stronger here, so this fusion would be much, much stronger than in canon. This being said, Piccolo fused with Nail, then stays in his location and starts charging all of his energy in one finger. Tarble makes it over to Dende, who revives everything that's going on, although he is very upset that Elder Guru has passed away. Tarble is able to cope with Dende after having the death of a family himself, so Tarble, who got a pretty nice increase himself from the Zenkai, goes off to hold off Frieza before he can transform. But this doesn't work. Frieza finally breaks everyone off of him and charges up straight to his final form, pissed that these damn monkeys and these humans and a Namekian could hold him off this long. Goku and Gohan's potential was about to finally be intact as well, so they just needed to rest, which didn't seem likely until Piccolo shoots off his special beam cannon that he has been charging from the back for quite some time. And this is straight towards Frieza's new final form. It hits directly between Frieza's eyes, causing him to go falling back, sinking into the water of Namek. Alright guys, that being said, that will be part 2 of this video. If you want to see part 3, make sure you get this video to 150 likes. I really have fun writing this what if, and next time I will actually cover all the way through the Android saga. That being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Make sure you follow us on Twitter and you join the coexisting Discord between me and What If Universe called the Dragon Den. Link will be down in the description. I'll see you guys in the next video.
I am Lord Frieza, Emperor of the Universe, and I advise you to like this video and subscribe to Dragon Star Productions, or you'll force me to use 100% of my power. Oh, ho, ho, ho. But that won't be necessary because you've already hit the bell for all alerts and notifications. Ho, 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 ho.